it had some good jump scares, and the alligators look pretty real in most shots. So
yeah.
Sure.
This movie knows exactly what it is. It is not trying to be anything else. And I thought, especially the second time around, it's very well made. Aja is a very good filmmaker.
I think he's a good filmmaker too. I agree.
I would say, how they say some movies work on more than one level? I thought this barely worked on one level.
Oh.
And the only level it's on is the basement.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of the basement,
No, I mean,
and willing suspension of disbelief, I had to fucking suspend pretty fucking hard.
Okay.
Florida, do they have basements at all? Do they have giant basements that you can almost stand up in that are so well lit?
Well, it's a crawl space. So
yeah,
it's a crawl space.
They have giant pipes that lead directly to a swamp without any kind of grate on it that an alligator
huge
can come
open
in.
wet wall that you can.
Yeah,
those are called alligator pipes, and they're there to allow alligators to come into your home so you can be on the news.
Now, the problem with all right then.
The thing is beautifully done. I watched the 4K version and it looked really good. The thing is, I don't know, this is like a thing, like John knows this. You write enough screenplays, you read enough, write enough screenplays, you don't get surprised by this stuff anymore. There wasn't a single surprise in this film. Not one.
No. There's some jump scares.
No, not even good jump scares. I thought,
there's one.
The thing is, they always, because maybe one, but there's
some fun sequences. I mean, I don't care if he even wrote this script so that he could have an alligator in a bathroom.
He didn't write it. Two other guys wrote it.
That was the most clever scene, was the shower escape.
The shower escape.
He rewrote it.
If they just wrote it for that scene, they've done their job, because that was there's a lot of fun sequences in this film.
One of the things, again, this is kind of like a Tad thing, but of course they filmed this entire thing in Serbia. And it is. And things, they built that little town.
They sure as fuck did, and it looks like they did.
And a couple of the hhouses are all just sets, right? And it's fascinating to watch the artifice of that, because it's like they must have built in the bottom of a tank. And
they
just filled it full of water, and as it went, so it was just fascinating to watch him put it together in Serbia, which is a cheap labor country in terms of movies, and it's just kind of that I liked. It was kind of fun.
It did look like the whole sequence, before she gets to her dad's house, is it looks like no man's land. It just looks like it looks like Serbia.
Three cars behind them, the only American cars that get their hands.
There's a couple of trees, an intersection, and nothing. It just feels
pretty much.
This is the one good jump scare in this movie. Right here.
Is that when she's in the kitchen?
When the tree comes through the fucking window.
Yeah, that was good.
The tree comes through the window.
Yeah.
You are not expecting that at all.
Yeah.
And it's just bam, tree. And I was like, shit, this is pretty good.
I think
I like that whole first act build where she goes to the condo first and there's nobody there.
And the dog's there, and she takes the dog and driving with the dog.
We know eventually she's going to be swimming with alligators, but you don't know how or when. And it does build tension.
There was one line that I said it the first time, and again to myself, I was like, it's a real missed opportunity when she has to go for the boat after it's killed those people in the grocery store or in the market.
Yeah.
And she goes like, she says what her dad says, like alpha, what does she say?
Alpha predator,
alpha predator,
apex predator.
Apex predator.
You're an apex predator. Get in there and swim.
Right. She should have said apex predator motherfucker, or something like a big curse, a really cheesy.
You're right. She should have called back on that.
Yes, and she didn't, and I was like, that was a script missed opportunity. Like any other movie would have went for that, and it would have been a good little laugh, like right in the middle there.
I mean, it's pretty painful when the movies, it can't just be all fighting alligators, so that it slows down for little character scenes with the dad and the family.
I thought that all worked.
Good defined word.
It's pretty flimsy.
It's perfunctory.
Again, by the standards of the kind of movie that this is, which is a glossy, no apologies B movie.
Yeah,
I thought it worked. I'm not looking for fucking highbrow entertainment here. It's the guy knows where to put the camera. The action scenes are very well choreographed. You're never disoriented. Things flowed really, really well. And for an hour and 23 minutes,
you're eating the popcorn.
Really all this is.
Yeah, it's
I mean, it's this is a good popcorn.
It's okay. I'm going to second that. It knows what it is. You know what you paid your $7 or whatever to get over to see it. and you
15
come
now,
out like,
but-
I just saw a film about this alligator trying to eat this swimmer. So yay, you know.
I think it's multiple alligators, but yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
bunch
I
of
wanna say-
alligators.
I wanna
It's a
say
ridiculous number of alligators.
I want to say one thing real quick about this, which is that I'm really tired of this kind of movie. And by this kind of movie, I mean the movie where the monster is relentlessly abusing a woman.
Give me that.
Like this is one of those movies where there's a one main character who we focus on the entire time, and it's a woman, and she's constantly in peril or harmed the entire time.
Well, I mean,
And
that's like most
Dad gets the
horror
crap kicked out of
Most
him.
horror movies.
Yeah,
isn't it?
her dad also gets the crap kicked out of him, but
actually
his
her dad is. I can't believe he didn't die. Like that guy would
his
have died so
injuries
many
his
times.
injuries are subsumed by her injuries. Like it focuses entirely on her, and
Even though his injuries are much more severe, he would have died.
Yes.
He would have bled out or died of
He
shock.
almost like his arm almost came off.
He-
didn't it?
no,
Arm
it comes off.
Okay,
He
his arm
bit-
came
his
off.
arm got bit off,
Hey,
and
I like
his
that.
leg.
That was a Joe Bob Briggs moment. He lost his arm, and he still finished the film.
Yeah.
and his,
Oh yeah, and he's
and-
got a compound fracture in his leg.
yeah,
and
his
bone
fucking
sticking out.
leg bone
Are
keeps
you-
popping out. for
But
half
Tad,
the movie.
are you saying it as like stop putting women in danger and put? I don't know what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying is this movie follows a real archetype of abuse.
Ever
And
since Halloween, right?
ever since
it's-
Halloween.
Why?
Yeah.
Why is it? Why? But if you put, I don't know. I think there'd be people.
I'm
out there that
just
would-
tired of it, man. Like it's not. I'm not saying.
So you're not going to see Halloween Kills then? No.
I'm not saying that Aja is in some way anti-woman, but I just feel like I've seen this so many times.
It's stale. Yeah.
Yeah, like and the other Aja movie we watched, Oxygen.
The oxygen.
Are we
It's
going to
the
compare?
same-
Are we going to compare?
Woman
It's
in
the-
Jeopardy.
But it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
I thought the Oxygen was so much better than this film. And
Oxygen is a million times
yeah,
better than
and
this movie.
the surprise again was like a jaw dropper in Oxygen. This was
Here he is. We can a good comparison for these two as well is
He made High Tension also, which is
Yeah.
another movie about abusing women.
High Tension is the first thing I saw from him, and I
never
really
saw
love it.
He made the Who Hills Have Eyes reboot, in which a character points a loaded revolver at a baby's face, and it's not even the most disturbing thing in the movie.
Yeah. So if you bring up, okay, so Tad, so that's against his type there here because what his Hills Have Eyes remake becomes is a movie where a man is in peril the whole time, and it actually becomes. I really like that film because
Sure,
you
but
think,
that's. I'm
you
not
think it's going to
talking
be like a
about
horror
him.
film, but it becomes a revenge picture.
I'm not talking about him. I'm not talking about this director. I'm talking about this genre of
Yeah.
film
Yeah.
on a
Well-
certain level bothers me now because I've just seen this so many times. And
Yeah.
you
Well,
know,
it's a
and-
mainstay.
probably
It's
and we
novel
watch
one
him and
time.
we literally watched a movie this week that was fucking made by the Weinsteins.
Mhm.
And like we're watching another movie where a woman is abused by society, by whatever, you know, like every one of these movies where it's just we imperil this woman and hurt her and hurt her and hurt her and hurt her, and eventually she overcomes it, which she only does by escaping from the situation.
I'm not saying you're making an observation that is true, but I also don't give a fuck, and I'm calling bullshit. This is a mainstay. You've got two fucking options.
Maybe we should stop doing it.
You've got two fucking options. And trust me.
Man against Gator or woman against Gator. right?
Exactly. And
I think
trust
one
me, there are
reason they
plenty
do
of
it-
men against fucking Gator movies too. my
I'm
brother.
gonna back. Remember what the cadence of films was like before COVID hit? It's like you'd watch the previews on TV, and like every single week you'd get one of these. Like this is something going after a woman, and or this is a remake of this old horror film going against a woman, and over again. I just flipped them out of my mind every time I saw them. It's like this is the same shit every.
Maybe it's gonna
goddamn week.
even out because now every other week is a fucking woman who's like the baddest motherfucker with a gun and karate and can fucking beat up every guy in the world. That movie's
Good,
coming
that's
out every
great.
week.
There should definitely
Oh, well,
be more
yeah.
of that.
Oh yeah, that's more.
Oh,
If
well,
if that pendulum's swinging back the other direction, I am 100% in favor of it because
but
we've
okay,
been
Dad, but
we've been
making
in
a
this
woman, making a strong female character by basically giving her all the traditional attributes of a male action hero is, I would argue, also not very creative or
No, it's not creative. It's not creative, but
It's also
different.
highly fucking unlikely that it would be possible. But anyway,
it's different. It's like,
I mean, Atomic Blonde did a convincing
You know,
version
yes,
of
sure
that.
as fuck
yes.
did.
That was
You know
the first
what- you know
one,
what?
and now it's like every Jolt.
Gunpowder
Hey,
Milkshake.
Fury Road.
Gunpowder
Gunpowder
Milkshake does an
Milkshake,
absolutely perfect job of that. Like that, the women in that movie are fucking badass top to bottom.
You know that this woman, the fact
I
that
couldn't
she
watch
was
that. It was
she was a
fucking
swimmer
terrible.
is this movie's Swing Away from that
Yeah,
Signs. Exact same thing. It was like this. It's a whole clue of how she's gonna get out of it, and then at the end, it finally comes to pass, and it's like
I get your observation. I just don't think it's like a valid.
also
critique.
Barry Pepper. Okay, I think two schools of thought here.
I love Barry Pepper.
Either he
I love
brought
Barry
something, he
Pepper.
brought something good into the film, or he knows how to cash a paycheck.
It's the latter.
Because ever since that movie, that Scientology film he made, what's that called?
Battlefield Earth.
Battlefield Earth. It just felt like that guy is definitely willing to cash any kind of paycheck.
Yes, he will take your money.
Yes,
Barry Pepper will take your money, which should be
Barry-
his Twitter name is
I would
Barry
love
Pepper will
Pepper.
take your
No,
money.
Barry Pepper's like one of those actors that just never quite got over the. He was
No, he
always on
couldn't-
the precipice. He was like
Yeah.
right there.
I know.
And he
Doesn't quite
never-
enough. He's in that like he's no Corvair.
like him
Can't
in
put that
3
thing on the top of
Burials.
the hill. He's got first gear and it won't go.
Yeah. He's
Also,
like,
I'm gonna
Michael
pick-
Bean in that regard,
I'm
right?
gonna pick
Yeah.
61. I'm gonna pick
Almost a
61
leading
too,
man.
because fuck
he's
you
like
guys.
he's like Steven Dorff. He's like
Yeah,
"Ah, he
almost
just
leading
made
men. I like it. We could probably do a whole show about almost leading men.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Beso Corner, what do you think there, Jim, of the alligator picture?
Did you watch it?
I watched it. I thought it was for a horror flick, I thought it was nice because it was sort of a throwback. It just had a little CGI, but the CGI was of creatures that actually exist. So that was fun.
They're
That's kinda
easier to
nice.
believe when you know that there are actual alligators.
Right. I don't think that they're quite as pissed off as these alligators.
Or maybe
were,
not
but,
quite
you
as
know.
big too. Those were some big fuckers in this movie.
Oh no.
I went to an alligator farm in India, South India, and they are huge.
Yeah, they're
both
really.
of these.
I guess is it crocodiles that are smaller?
Yeah,
Crocodiles are small and also have
They're
like
angrier, though.
narrower snouts.
these
Now,
are
alligators-
these are based on real alligators.
You know.
They
Yeah, and
literally
that thing
went.
that he
'cause
does
every
at the
time
end
I-
where he
every time
grabs
I've seen
her and
like a-
rolls, that's
Death
the actual
roll.
alligator behavior where they grab you and they roll.
Well, yeah,
Right,
everybody
because
knows
it
that.
helps rip your limbs.
Everybody
off.
knows that,
Yeah.
but
Well, it
anytime,
drowns
anytime, like
you, too.
online or on the news, when I see like a crocodile or an alligator, they're not that big. Typically, the real life ones that I see, like in pictures.
Oh, they're because the big ones get killed.
This
Yeah.
is based on two real alligators. One that's stuffed in the American Museum of Natural History, and one that's still alive in, I think it's Tennessee.
I hope they got the
in-
rights.
So they literally went. He went and because when he was rewriting the script, he was like, we need to make this alligator scary but also realistic. So they went and looked at the biggest alligators that they could find.
They probably did that.
So
like 3D measurement.
one other observation. I thought that both film versions of H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds did better jobs in basements with
Oh,
bad
yeah.
creatures.
No argument. No argument. Yeah, but
I
It's
feel-
a whole series on basement movies.
Yeah, well, and you
Oh,
know
I
I'm
know.
no great fan of Spielberg, but I'll give it to him.
I've never been to
I
Florida, but I know
really-
that alligators are ornery because they have all those
Evil
teeth
Dead.
and no toothbrush.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, you know that,
They
right?
always go for the
Thank you,
toothbrush.
Tad. Thank you. That's the
I've
response I
become
was
a-
going for, man.
I've become a big fan of this filmmaker, though. I think he's very good.
I'm with Jared on this. This guy consistently
He knows what he's doing.
solid.
I've
Piranha.
only seen his last
Piranha
two
Very
movies.
competent filmmaker.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who
Piranha
else-
was
Jim.
who else
awesome.
saw the
he's-
Piranha movie.
Piranha was
He
awesome.
did
I saw it in
Piranha
the theater.
3D. I noticed.
He did.
Also, this
I'm
is
not taking anything
spectacular.
away from the filmmaking. That like this shot behind me is fucking incredible. Like,
you know, look at this. This is beautifully done. I mean,
Yeah.
there's this nice polish in this film.
And if you really want to get freaked out, go watch High Tension. That movie will
Oh
fuck you.
God.
So,
also
okay,
he really wanted to kill the dog and couldn't find a way to do it without making the audience turn on you.
Yeah, that's tricky.
See, he used to not care about that. And High Tension in the opening, literally, there's a guy sitting in a truck getting a blowjob. but it's from a fucking decapitated head, and he throws it out the window, and he's done.
Good Lord.
Yeah, that one is.
Yeah, I went to school with kids like that.
So this is our second Eastern European made movie about a giant wild animal that threatens people.
Oh, right.
Yeah, what was the other one?
A Grizzly
Bear.
2.
Grizzly 2.
Oh,
Grizzly 2.
Grizzly 2,
too.
which I could be
I'm
watching in
waiting
Discord
for the-
right
I'm
now.
Where was it? Where was that one
Gigantic
made again?
boar.
I
Where was
forgot about
Hungary.
that masterpiece, Grizzly 2.
Where was that made
Hungary.
again?
Is that
Estonia.
Belarus or something?
Hungary.
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 Okay, right next door to
I'm also
Serbia.
waiting for Grizzly 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're making Grizzly 3 with Jean-Luc Godard.
Yeah, we
We've talked
forgot about
this.
that.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
and in black and white.
Trying to raise
I
some
like
money right
this
now.
movie.
We're gonna get Jean-Pierre Léaud to be in it. He's old enough.
Okay.
Yes.
So I guess we do thumbs.
He's the bear.
I like this movie
like this movie.
unapologetically.
I like
I
this
was
movie.
I was entertained.
That was
but
fun.
It was just
I was entertained.
I wasn't too thrilled by it. It just it was all right.
It's a solid B picture, what it's supposed to be.
It's
B
well,
movie.
You know what? I'll
it's,
give you
look,
that.
it's
Again,
well made.
I'm
It's
with Chris. It's a
absolutely
solid
well
B
made.
picture. Yeah.
It's
The
well
scene-
made, and
I like that.
I liked it as sort of a throwback to older horror movies.
Well, aside
Yeah.
from
Simple.
it not being original, like Tad and John have pointed out,